When these questions are asking about slope, one thing that we always want to keep in mind is the actual equation for slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's pretty simple, and we find slope in so many different ways that we can tend to not think about this so much. But in this case, we know that that's what k equals. K equals this expression. And the reason we want to write it out this way is because we have to think about some of the values that they've given us. And now we're also want to use values that they haven't given us very directly. And one value that they gave us for two coordinates is c and d. So we know that there's a coordinate pair that goes by c and d. And we can ask ourselves, like, all right, well, you know, c can't be 0, d can't be 0, fine. What's going to be the second point? I need 2 points to find slope. Well, they gave me this expression that y equals kx plus 4. What can I get from this that can tell me about what it was? Well, I was thinking, well, you know, maybe x and y, but there's no x and y in the answer choices, so that wouldn't work. They're actually looking for numbers. And then I realized that, you know what? I know that these questions on the SAT, especially when we're thinking about linears and parabolas, they love intercepts. They just go crazy for them. So I realized that we just want to know what is the x-intercept or the y-intercept here. The easiest one to solve for is the y-intercept, which means x is 0. The reason that's the easiest one is because it's k times x. If I make x 0, then I can rewrite this problem as y equals k times 0, and that just cancels out, right? Because that's just 0 anyways, 0 times anything. And then I see that y equals 4 when x is 0. So my other coordinate is actually 0, 4. And based on that, I can now go to plugging in for this expression here. I can label this x1, y1, x2, y2. And I want to say 4 minus d, right? y2 minus y1. And then x2 minus x1, 0 minus c. So what I have is 4 minus d over negative c. And that doesn't necessarily work out here in terms of like how everything looks, but I see that c is in the denominator for a and c choices there. And then what I can think about is, well, what if I were to flip the signs here? Because I need my c to be positive. Then I would end up with negative 4 plus d over c, and that is the same as d minus 4 over c, and that would be A.